We're back with Alden Chodash of AldenBoxing.com. This past Saturday, Alden, HBO pay-per-view, it was Manny Pacquiao pulling out a victory over Juan Manuel Marquez, a one-point decision for the Pac-Man. Give me your views on the fight.
Oh, it was great. Everything that I expected to play out in that fight, it did exactly. The only thing that didn't play out was the Marquez victory, but he was only a point away. He was, it exceeded expectations once again, as is the case in many of Marquez and Pacquiao's bouts. They're perfect for each other. It's probably the right thing for them not to take a third fight, because at the end of their careers, they're just going to keep deteriorating each other, and that's probably for their best sake. It's a lot different than Rafael Marquez's reasoning in his great rivalry with Israel Vasquez, in which he doesn't know when to stop the rivalry. But good for both of them. It was a great performance. It was a great night for boxing.
Okay, why is Manny Pacquiao so great?
Really, he's a mediocre fighter when it goes down to skill. He's just such a tremendous puncher, and he knows how to apply his power so effectively that he can bedevil such technically brilliant fighters such as Juan Manuel Marquez.
Do you think Marquez was, first of all, do you think Marquez ever recovered from the knockdown? It seemed like he was a different fighter after that.
I think it took him, well, first of all, let me just say, I don't think he would have made it out of the third round if it wasn't for the fact that he only had 10 seconds to recover. But it took him a full round, the fourth round, to fully recover from that punch. So it was a tremendous shot, and it came after a couple other left hands that started the trouble for him to begin with.
Do you think it was right for Marquez to trade with Manny, or should he have, when Manny started unloading, step back and try to counter him?
I think that's what he really did. Marquez, he just fought a perfect fight. I'm being truthful, I think he did enough to win the fight, but it was extremely close, and the punching power of Manny Pacquiao was what kept him from a victory, however, because when Marquez would start to pick it up, Manny Pacquiao would catch him with a shot that hurt him and would start Marquez over completely.
All the talk about Manny Pacquiao's right hand becoming a two-handed puncher really wasn't on display on Saturday night, was it?
No, I don't think so. I think he's became more creative in ways to try to get in his left hand. That's what I think was the difference. Not really his right hand. It's not like he hasn't become a two-handed puncher. It's just such a great fighter like Marquez didn't give Pacquiao a chance to show his right hand against him.
Okay. What about Pacquiao's defense? Did you see it improve since the first time that they did battle?
Well, Marquez landed a lot more flush shots than he did in the first fight, but I think Manny knows how to pull back. He's not a tremendous defensive fighter, but he does enough to prevent Marquez from hurting him too much.
At their prime, who's the best of the three Mexican fighters? Barrera, Morales, or Marquez?
I think Marquez is all around the best of all three. Technically speaking, I think he would have beaten Morales and Barrera both at their best. But I'm not sure if he's going to go down as the best. I don't think he's accomplished as much as Morales and Barrera, although I think he's all around the better boxer than both of them.
Something I just found out from Jim Lampley the other night, that Marquez was supposed to fight Naseem Hamed. What do you think would have happened in that fight?
I don't know if Marquez was developed enough. It was early. The fight, if it would have came off, it would have been very early in Marquez's career. And there's a chance he would have got clobbered by Hamed. The inexperienced Marquez may not have been able to react well, but at his best, of course, I think Marquez would beat Hamed. Yeah,
okay.
That's basically what I think.
On the undercard, Abner Mares, couldn't really tell much about his performance, overwhelmed the overmatched rival, but you still want to see more of Abner Mares, don't you?
Yeah, he showed that he's a very good all-around fighter against his last opponent. He won 12 full rounds against a tough guy that made him work every round. In this fight, he had an easy going. He fought a good fighter who was overmatched because of the weight he had to drop, but nevertheless, Mares showed good power and blasted Gabi way before Victor Chinian finally starched him with one punch in the 8th round of their fight. But nevertheless, Gabi was somewhat of a pushover because of the weight he had to lose.
Right. And what about Stephen Luevano? Who would you like to see him fight next?
The featherweight division is definitely not what it once was. But he's a good fighter. He's went overseas before. Why can't he do it again against Chris John? It'd be a very good fight, and I think those two are the two best in the featherweight division right now, maybe with the exception of Jorge Linares, another possible opponent that I'd like to see him fight.
What about David Diaz? What's your feelings on him?
He's an active fighter. He knows how to win fights against decent fighters like Montano, but Pacquiao's not decent, so I could see an easy fight for Pacquiao, who's really deserves one after two tough fights against Barrera and especially against Marquez.
So you wouldn't mind seeing Pacquiao run over Diaz if they got together later on this year?
No, definitely not. Diaz is not he's not a sprinter. He's going to come right at Pacquiao. It's really the only way he knows how to fight. He's slow on his feet. He's a wide open target for Manny Pacquiao, so it'd be fun to watch for the time it lasts. I don't think it's going to last too long, though.
Okay, coming up this weekend, ESPN, Andy Lee is on TV, US TV, facing Brian Vera of Contender fame. Should Andy Lee have any problems with Vera?
Vera didn't, tell you the truth, he only went 2 rounds against Jadon Cardington, but he didn't look bad in the first round. I thought he was going to pull off an upset against Cardington in the first round of their fight, being honest. But I think Andy Lee's a good fighter. He's He's developing under Manny Stewart. He's a good puncher and he has fast hands. His defense is nowhere near where it probably should be, but his punching power makes up for it, and I think he's going to beat Brian Vera, probably by a knockout.
Okay, and finally on Saturday, HBO, it's Joel Casamayor, Michael Katsidis. I just want to go into the fight a little more. Katsidis, come right forward. Do you think Casamayor is able to steal another one?
He definitely has the ability to. Maybe he shook off some of the ring rust that he's definitely shown against Jose Armando Santa Cruz in his last fight. He's a very inconsistent fighter. He fought a couple very unimpressive fights, a few coming up preceding his victory over Diego Corrales in 2005. But maybe this will be the case in this fight against Michael Katsidis.
What, that he'll have his head on straight?
That he'll have his head on straight. He's already wore off the ring rust. He definitely has the ability to beat Michael Katsidis, but in all likelihood, I don't think he will, based on the performance he gave in his last fight.
What is your feelings on Katsidis? You think he's the real goods?
Yeah, he's really strong. He's a very strong fighter, and he's a bull, really. He's very hard to hurt, and he can go through any adversity. The only thing I really have to worry about is his boxing skills and how long his career is really going to last with the kind of punishment he takes and the way he cuts up and bruises up.
But you think against Casamayor he should come out victorious?
He should, but I definitely wouldn't be surprised if Casamayor beats him because he has the skill to devil a fighter like Katsidis in most days. But however, I think Casamayor is too shot of a fighter right now to do it.
Okay, great. Thanks, Alden, for talking to us. Remember to check out FightFan.com and AldenBoxing.com for more information. Bye-bye.